Hey, welcome. Episode 11. Unbelievable. This means it's week 3 of podcasting. I'm glad you're here. We have a great episode, so get ready. I've talked a lot on previous podcasts about our thoughts in our mind and how they can get caught up in either the past or the future. Today I want to bring us to the present, and we will explore this much neglected and undervalued state of being a bit more. Be present. We are often told this when we don't seem to pay attention, or we say it to other people. And in a sense, that is what presence is. It's being alert, it's paying attention, and it's being awake. I think we're truly present only a few minutes every day. And most likely it's when we have to pay attention to someone or something so we can understand it. Maybe in class or at work, or when someone explains something to us. The presence I would like you to cultivate is a presence with yourself. Paying attention to yourself in this present moment. So when you initially start practicing presence, it's best to be still and without distraction. But as you cultivate it, you will find that you can be present in the midst of noise and commotion, anywhere. But it takes time. So you're probably wondering why presence and what for? I have so much going on in my life. I don't have time for this. And this is exactly the reason why. Because we don't take breaks anymore. Not really true breaks that involve relaxing our mind. Our mind is constantly at work. It's either planning for the future or rummaging around in the past. We're always thinking. And if we tire of thinking, then we turn to mindless distraction, which appears to give the mind a break, but it's really not a break. The mind is still taxed with dealing with all the stuff you're feeding it through external stimulation such as TV, internet, video games, and so on. The worst part about all this distraction is that we're really in a deep state of unconsciousness and we don't really notice it. We're kind of numb and subdued, and this is what we call relaxation. And I think it's because we only know two extremes. It's the past or it's the future. It's action or it's inaction. It's either being reactive or it's trying to control something. But all of this is no surprise. When we really look at our lives, we notice they're highly complex and demanding. It's comfort and convenience on one hand. But the more comfort and convenience we have, there seems to be more work required from us to enjoy it all. The comfortable cars and the homes and the jobs, they now require us to take up exercising, so you add that to your day. All the fancy devices that open up the world to us, it just means more time spent surfing the hundreds of options and opportunities, and less time for ourselves, and less time to make human contact. There's endless possibilities for fun and diversion, including an inundation with food options, leading to increased complications with health. We're just bombarded with options every day, and they make life more complex. See, I'm old enough, and I'm from the old world. I can still compare to another time, a much slower time. I remember growing up, I had nothing really to do once I was done with homework and chores. So I went into the woods and roamed around. Today there's always something to do. So many, and I have to say, wonderful options. I want to read more books than I have time left on this earth, for example. So options can be great. And I'm not saying that becoming present doesn't mean to abolish Western life and retreat to faraway mountains and meditate all day. True presence involves coming into harmony with your life and finding a way to balance it out. You still can enjoy all the things you currently enjoy. Look at your daily activities from the time you wake up until you go to bed. How much of it is automated? Almost like a robot that's performing its functions. How much do you just do, without thinking about the task, without relishing each step, without looking up and enjoying the view. And that is why I said earlier that we're unconscious most of the time. We're so caught up in what we call living our life that we become oblivious to life itself. And this so-called living often involves problems, and they develop over time. For example, we carry fears and insecurities, which manifest in a variety of ways. And in the process, we seem to lose ourselves. We lose touch with ourselves and with what we truly want. Our thirst for life and our confidence is replaced by unhappiness, by detachment, and the feeling that we're just not enough. Don't you feel that sometimes you cannot meet all the requirements of this life? That somehow something is missing, you need to be more, do more, say more. And sadly, sometimes it takes a major life event that stops us in our hamster wheel, and finally we have no choice than to reconsider everything. I don't wish anybody such an event, but those are life's tragedies, and I know they happen to everyone. And we can make an effort, but often we cannot avoid them. But what we can do is we can prepare to handle them better. And becoming present will teach us just that. Let me share with you what becoming present can involve. I will use some very general, very easy to understand descriptions of presence. And my wish is that they resonate with you, at least some of them, and that you can better understand what they could mean for your life, the potential they can have for you. So presence means waking up. You stop doing, and you stop thinking, and you start being. This includes careful self-observation and self-inquiry. Yes, that sounds uncomfortable, but believe me, it's worth it. And this is not religious either. We're simply learning to take a break and tune into ourselves. This starts with deep listening and observing. You notice your thoughts, your emotions, your body sensations, some of your desires, maybe your attitudes. You're open and you don't judge yourself. You're simply attentive and curious. You're accepting of what is at this moment, without attaching your thoughts and your feelings to anything, without setting any kind of expectations or form any type of opinions. Just recognizing this moment, welcoming it, and appreciating it. Because this moment right here, right now, is one that will never return. So becoming present is also being mindful, conscious, and awake. You are aware of your inner and your outer world and the flow of your experiences through those worlds. Becoming present is not an end state like becoming an athlete. It's a journey. It's the cultivation of a more alert state of being. And the results, well, they come when you least expect them. You slowly recognize that the ups and downs of life don't affect you like they used to. Now everything is much more smooth, like a wave that you ride, as if you're an experienced surfer. You may experience a sense of what I call home base. It's a comfort with yourself, an awareness and a sense of being at ease in your own skin. And you're okay with what is right now and in front of you. For me, it's that I expect less from the world around me and the people, and instead, I look deeper within me and what I bring to the world. I enjoy small moments more regularly, not just when I'm on vacation. And I feel I'm able to withstand dramatic events without first falling apart, which I used to do. And here's a quote from Rick Hansen, who specializes and has written many books on mindfulness. As mindful presence increases, there is a growing sense of being as the container of your everyday life, which holds the doing and the having of daily activities. You are being. Doing and having no longer contain little moments of being. Instead, being is increasingly the ongoing space through which ripples of doing and having come and go. It just really neatly expresses what I'm trying to say with many words, that being is your primary state of mind, and everything that happens and everything that you do flows through your being. Practicing presence affects your brain in a positive way. With a relaxed state of mind, you will notice a decrease in your vulnerability to stress. You will notice improved health and performance, an increased sense of happiness, and much more confidence and courage. So make no mistake, cultivating this presence takes commitment. It takes time, but the journey is rewarding. And you will get to know yourself along the way. You will notice areas that require work, potentially serious work. And you will discover yourself, your passions and your dreams. Suddenly you may feel more creative and inspired to end something old and to start something new. And you finally may understand and make sense of the things that you've been studying and wondering about. So today, think about presence and maybe begin to practice it. You could, throughout the day, bring your mindful and clear presence to everything you do and every person you interact with. You can make it a goal to be more present with small activities, such as a walk with your dog, preparing and enjoying a meal, or just going to the farmer's market and enjoying the variety that it offers. Rather than focusing on getting it done and thinking about what's next, savor the moment, relish the activity itself, the moment and everything it brings. Notice the sun and the wind, hear the birds, and even the construction noises. Everything is part of your experience at that moment. And when your mind wanders and your attention fades, note the distractions as soon as you become aware of it. And then without blame or judgment, simply refresh your mindful presence and return your attention whatever you choose to attend to. So I'm going to end with a quote by Marcus Aurelius. You'll hear a lot more quotes from him. I really like him. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your own estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. The more you cultivate presence, the stronger your inner self becomes. Keep that in mind. This is all part of the journey to yourself. This is all part of the quest. You need presence to find back to yourself. And with that, I wish you an amazing, present and mindful day. Much love. Until next time.